Now I see why Sister Soldier probably did not about her hair, because I certainly feel like what I have to say is more important than how my hair looks. My blog, The Preventative Nurse. For today's time, we have to prevent mental illness. That sounds like what? How could you possibly prevent mental illness? So, as a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he teaches us to get to the root of the problem. So, I gotta start with your parents. Okay, we're going back to before you were even born. Your parents have to be right. Okay, so before you get married, make sure you are Muslim. You have a solid Muslim community. You have imam or more who can counsel you before you decide you want to spend the rest of your lives together. And be okay with just being companions for life. You don't have to, cross that line into permanency. Just be good friends. And make sure you have an imam that you can consult if you have a problem. Sisters have the sister captain she could go to. Talk to the brother captain. Sister is concerned about some things. So you have that advisor you can go to. He has an advisor, and you have a joint advisor. The imam has to be married. Don't attempt a marriage counselor who is not married, because you need both sides of the equation. Okay, if you go to marriage counseling, go to a couple that has been married for a while for advice. Okay, same Muslim community. Then I would get permission. Is the community okay with us crossing over into that line to bring another person into our community? You get a consensus, you see, check the vibe, and then whatever. But that's how you prevent mental illness. You have to make sure your whole community, your society, your village, your ummah is stable mentally. Okay? If you have a problem, you have the leader, the chief, whatever you call the person in charge, and it should be a couple. He has to be married, because women naturally have a tendency or an inclination towards peace. We just want everybody to be happy. If everybody's happy, you'll have peace in the whole ummah. So the imam who is inclined towards the power, the authority, you have to do what I say. He needs that support from a life partner, feminine, to keep him balanced and able to administer a mirror in Arabic. But yeah, so I found some questions to other people. If you want to hit me up, what's up at homemakingfortheblackwoman.com. Send me your questions. We could go back and forth. I don't have to publish it or anything, but I just like people to be cool, be straight. Sometimes you need someone like, what do you think? And sometimes to me it's just so obvious. Like this one older brother wrote in about his neighbor who is a female and she's older also, and he's watching her age and he feels sorry for her because she only has a daughter who visits her occasionally, and he doesn't think her daughter visits her enough. And he's just like expressing his concern for his neighbor who's elderly, and he's like, what should I do so that I don't end up like her? And I'm like, oh my God, it's so obvious what you need to do. Next time her daughter visits, okay, stop by and be like, yo, would you guys like to try out this new restaurant that just opened up or whatever? You don't have to go right then, but just go over there and you make friends with them. Since you both need friends, and the daughter will be like, hold up, who is this? And I don't, sometimes when people ask for advice, it leads to further questions like, where is the daughter's father? That's a question I would have. He's not in the picture, but when something like that, a connection takes place and all these people start popping up, what's going on? And then the sister, your neighbor, will have all these people showing up like concerned, and that's happened to me. People who I hadn't heard from see me on television and they're calling me, and I'm like, I'm happy to hear from you. I'm just that type of person. I'm not gonna be like, you just saw me on TV. Da, 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 da. I might feel like that a little bit, but my love for you is more powerful than that feeling. How you been? It's been so long. I haven't talked to you. Everything good? Yeah, they was having a thing in Lamert and it was okay. But how is the family? How are your children? Everybody good? Can I talk to the baby? Like that type of thing. I'm just happy to hear from you. So when you get that ball rolling, then you can prevent yourself from being lonely because you have her and her daughter. Her daughter probably has friends and everything. So your next outing, be like, oh, I'm cooking and I'm having a barbecue. So you can come over. I got so much food. Invite your coworkers, your neighbors, and all that. And we can have some music and just sit down and have a nice healthy meal. I love cooking, and I cooked last night. You want to play? You know what I mean? And you connect those two simple dots. You know what I mean? I don't want to be alone like her. So you go introduce yourself to her when her daughter's there, and then her daughter will bring her people, and you know what I mean? It'll just get the ball rolling so you can have a little network, a little society. You can go to the museum, you can go to the park and have a lunch outside and that, touch grass and just make that simple connection. I'm like, how do you not see it? You gotta be kidding. You just want like a second opinion or something if you really don't see how obvious that solution is. So yeah, just think simply. She's lonely. I don't want to be like that. Maybe I can go and be friends with her, and we can be friends, and neither one of us will be lonely. Just simple like that. So yeah, another one. This was actually a comic strip about a newspaper, and someone wrote a letter to the editor, which was really supposed to be to an advice columnist, asking, what would you suggest as a family vacay? and it's supposed to be funny, but I love children so much. It really, really made me sad, but I'm not gonna dwell on that. My suggestion, I thought about it, for a family would be camping, right? Go camping. You could get a cabin. I think a cabin would be nice, but you know, sometimes I never took my children camping. We camp maybe on the beach or something. You could do that, you know, but make sure you don't plan to stay too many nights, because the police will be like, whoa, hold up, other people gonna try to start doing that. But you could probably get a cabin somewhere. Yosemite is where we used to go when I was younger. You could go hiking, on nature walks, you know, look at all the plants and the flowers, and just be outside with the blue skies. And I used to read Calvin a lot, and his parents took him camping. They were so happy, and it rained the whole time they were there. But I'm you know, black, and I really think Calvin is supposed to be black, because Zitz, I think, is Calvin older. But yeah, just enjoy being outside. You can do science experiments, you know, make a volcano. That is so you could have like lava and dirt and things around it, and be like, yeah, this is where the volcano erupted a billion years ago, and have a little island and surround it with water. You know, just be like, enjoy the carefree. You know, I don't have to worry about nothing for these 2 weeks or this month or these 2 months, these 3 months, the whole season where camping. You got to find a place with water, a lake, a river, a stream, ocean. Have to have water. Just sit by the water and listen to it. Chill. You know, if you're the type of person who likes to do stuff, you know, bring something with you. Bring a book. Bring a art pad and some watercolors and paint it. And you know, when you take a break, just sit back and don't do nothing for as long as you can. Bring some fruit, fresh fruit, chopped up fruit, and tea. Just enjoy that thing out in nature. That's my thing. Bring activities. Try to stay as long as you possibly can. Move out there, you know, and just chill. I really think you should bring art supplies and paint, draw, color pencils, and take photographs. Oh my God, photography. You know, zoom in on bees and flowers, the ants. Zoom in on that type of stuff, but also take wide angle, panoramic, 360 degrees. You know what I mean? Images, and just express your creativity. Write. Keep a daily journal. You know what I mean? Write, and put your drawings and your photographs, include them with your writings, and then at the end, you know, you'll have like something you'll treasure, and you can pass down to your posterity, you know. So that's my recommendation for a family vacay. Go outside. You could get a cabin, but make sure you spend some nights under the stars. Sleep outside at nighttime. Have a campfire, make s'mores, and just, you know, oh my God, just thinking about it makes me feel better, you know. There's so many ideas and things that you can do, you know. Start planning your trip, you know. I'm when you are in like magazines, that's what I'll say I'm doing right now, my blogging scene. You have to be ahead because like I couldn't ever understand why is the ebony winter fashions coming out in July, or not July, but maybe like October, September, because you have to have time to get it ready for when the season begins. You'll be ready, you'll have your clothes and accessories and everything ready. So the magazine has to be ahead of that. So in the summer, we're getting ready for winter because we got to prepare it. Then you got to put it together. Then you got to send it to the publisher. Then they have to mail it out to the subscribers and newsstands, and that takes time. So that's how I am. And I know this is like live, so just enjoy the moment, as they say, but also prepare. So I'm thinking next year, your family summer vacation, you could go camping because it's the 6th month, but it still feels like the 8th month because we're in a transition into this new calendar, and a lot of people know that it begins in March. So let's do it. Let's begin our calendar in March. March is month number 1. Okay? I'm not giving them names. I'm giving them numbers. We're in month number 6 right now. I'm hip hop month. Black hip hop 6 month, red, black, and green. If you're really into that, but I really, really never liked calling the month black. 6 months. Deep down, I just didn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm too progressive. I'm like, why dwell on people getting killed and having to break out of jail and all that stuff? Let's focus on the positive, the school lunch breakfast programs that were able to feed the children, but also teach them love each other. While we're together. And I'm gonna say it again. I said on my earlier video, this season when it's all summer, sunny and hot, and just go outside and enjoy each other's company comes to an end in the autumn. And I didn't know that autumn songs and poetry are sad because the planet is about to go through a renewal where you better fight, if you want to live to see the next spring. You gotta be like, it's coming, let me just stay one more day, and then before you know it, trees are sprouting bright green leaves and flowers and everything. You're like, made it through another renewal. Old passed away and the new begins, but that's part of life. Some people, and my son is like, oh, I want to see my great, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I'm like, I don't want to see my great. I've seen enough, but he's like, so I gotta hold on for my children, but we already had that discussion. Something happened to me, you gonna be cool? He's like, I've been cool this long. Why you even asking? I'm like, I'm just, wanna be sure and have your finances ready so you can pass something on to your grandchildren and just pray that everything goes well. Because I know that they're like ancestors who can observe, but it's not really much they can do. They just, I know they're there, but they can't really help. They can't get involved in what I'm doing because they're in another realm, But maybe just the fact that I know they're watching will make me try a little bit harder. I gotta do it right because they like, better do it right. That, but I don't want to disappoint them, so just be ready. The autumn is coming, and just remember April and smile and enjoy the crunchy leaves. Walking on the crunchy leaves. I'm like, I want to say weird, but what is it with you and me? Be cool. Don't be lesbian. That's the only problem. We're not going to have enough people. We're going to run out. They don't understand sometimes, but I just do my best to understand and be patient. I'm an elder. Hip hop is 53 this year, so we gotta make sure the youth can see how it progressed. Because I was watching this Sticky Fingers. I'm thinking Q was doing Moesha or something, and he was still making music, and he had this video. He wanted to be a rap star, and he goes up to talk to the record label execs. Everybody's all happy, he about to get a record deal. It's like, what is that? I'm putting out my own music. We independent now. You know what I mean? I'm putting it on SoundCloud and iTunes and all these different places. I don't need a deal, but I think it's a good, something in our story book, so the youth can see what it used to be like. Everybody wanted a record deal, so he's like, you got tattoos, you ever been to jail, you on drugs, we gotta get you on drugs, you gotta have 10 baby mamas, and he's like, I don't have none of that, but that's what record label executives used to promote and call it hip hop. But we're still here, you know what I mean? And I'm 55. I was 2 years old when Cool DJ Cool Hercules had that pivotal party that snowballed into this beautiful movement. So yeah, I'm trying to keep it short because sometimes the computer guys give me a hard time, especially when my finances are tangled up. But yeah. The autumn leaves green and gold. The autumn leaves. My story is over, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves begin to fall. That's sad. And she might not even be going nowhere, but in the house and ready for school. I see you at school. We can't hang out no more. Homeschool. Then they got recess and all the children and stuff. You can coordinate your recesses, or you can all have homeschool together at one person's house, which is better, in my opinion. All the parents are there, all the children are there. You can have it outside. You can have a community garden. You all have joint, like, your friends of together. And but the parents, at least one of them, preferably the maternal one, while the paternal one is, making sure y'all have dinner on the table that night. All the children play together, because it's this one Blondie cartoon, and it's just like Dennis the Menace. Where are their parents? The child's like, ew, he asking a grown man. It's my birthday, is Christmas caroling, and I'm like, where are your parents? Where's your father? You know, children, children are our future. We need to have a community where they can call all of us mama, daddy, papa. I don't really like that word. Abu, Abi. We want to do this. All the boys get together and you can go to any grown man and be like, where can we get this stuff so we can do this? Oh, okay, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? All the girls can go to anybody's mother and be like, can you show us how to make this dress? Go, call your mom, tell her we going shopping. You know, or something like that. And then everybody go buy the stuff you need to make that dress. But I'm so village oriented. Lamert, I see you. I'm about to work on some more skate park scullies. My son told me Snoopy showed a rug. And I'm like, look, I'm working on one too. But I'm thinking maybe his daughter or his wife made it or something. But yeah, Compton, you know, I'm just on Long Beach, Watts, South Central, all that used to be Watts back in the day. Probably Long Beach to downtown Central Avenue, all Watts. Throw up the W. Back in the day, yeah, 49th and Broadway was Watts. So I'm like, it must have been all of the black community. And the black community in Long Beach to Central Avenue, downtown, Los Angeles, black people, all right there. So I'm like, that must have been Watts. Then they redistricted, you know, politicians. Y'all got too much power. You got the potential for too much power. Because we started spreading out the Crenshaw. You know what I mean? But yeah, just try to find inner peace. And I'm not going to try to hide it. But I'm studying ancient Chinese, traditional Chinese, because it goes back into 70,000 years, the Yellow Emperor, you know what I mean? Canon of traditional medicine, and the goal is to reach Zen. But the secret I found is that you have to establish Zen before you start your practice into Zen. Whether it's Kung Fu, you gotta calm down, get everything ready. Whether it's calligraphy, Shao, you gotta calm down before you get all your ink and brushes and medium and all that. Whether you're gonna do tea, you gotta calm down, you know, and get your mind in a state of Zen before you even try to approach Zen. And to me, I think that's the beauty of it, because the point is to reach Zen. So your student may not even realize it, but they're already in a state of Zen. When they think they're approaching Zen, they're already in it. Isn't that beautiful? The Tao, the way to Zen, you're already there. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do some Tai Chi right now. What's today? Alright, Bob. It's, you know, I'm just feeling like doing it right now. I don't have a board, and it's really like messing with my inner peace. So yeah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This, the way to Zen. Alright. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Islam is the best way to Zen. Some people might, have a little resistance. It might not be ready mentally, spiritually, but Islam, just admit that there's one God. If you could do that, some people like it ain't no God. Some people like three gods. Some people like God is, different theories or everything. But just admit and just profess, just bear witness that there is one God, and you'll be on your way. Just believe that one God. And I'm gonna tell you, if you black, it's you. Start with yourself. I am that one God. And then you think about the creator, the one God. Then you got I and I, like the Rastafarians say I and I. But we still one. You know what I mean? Alright, I'm gonna stop. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.